Having a great support system or even just a great partner by your side as an entrepreneur will 10x your company immediately. Even if you don't see the signs at first and you don't see the actual cheddar, your mindset and things that you had to deal with um, regarding certain chaotic situations, especially when it comes to a partner. Today, we're talking about your partner and the things that you have to worry about when you do not have one who will push you and understands your goals. Let's begin. Literally, when you have somebody who understands your goals, especially when they personally have either achieved these goals on their own or they're trying to do so, and they understand what needs to be put in for you to get out what you want to get out, many things happen. This allows you to be able to just move. Like, you don't have to worry about coddling their feelings, or you don't have to worry about, like, clearly there's still bounds that you have to respect, like to where okay, even if you want to go on this like creative walk, like still tell your partner, yeah, like I'm gonna go on a walk. Like, now my partner knows, like, some days I choose to go and just walk in the city, um and he knows not to, like we can talk during this walk, but I like to just be out there and not speak to him because he understands like my business side and my personal side, and he's the one on the inside of all that. But when it comes to like being outside, sometimes I just want to have a free mind. Even if I'm talking to my friend on the phone, I don't have to think about nothing when I'm talking to her. Like, I don't got to think about nothing. Just ghetto. I literally put it up because, anyways, we're gonna go over here. So yeah, I don't have to worry about talking to her about, and even if I'm talking to her about more serious topics, it's never about business because she's not an entrepreneur. It's never about stuff that I talk about, basically 24/7 with my partner. But when it comes to my partner, um, I never necessarily had that. Now, again, it doesn't. I feel like there's some people who can thrive without those things and they don't need those things from their significant other. I don't need this from him. However, because I didn't have that, I feel like, sometimes it gets annoying because, like, I'm so used to being independent now to where it's like, I don't need you to tell me this, I don't need you to tell me that. But he's just trying to help, and he's trying to be, like, as supportive and really just, continue and, like, just give me everything, like, to where I'm gonna be successful. And it's understandable. So I just, I try very hard not to, like, be irritated. But when it comes to that, like, I remember being so irritated before because I didn't have that. And I'm like asking for certain things. I'm like, yo, can you just help me with this? Can you just do this? Can you do that? And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because when it comes to people, like, some people just don't act like that, like, but I believe when you want to do something very specific, because in my life, I know my life is not going to be like the average person. It's already not like the average person, especially with the things I've gone through. um and I just know that it may take a specific type of person, but before, when I was younger, I didn't understand those things. So you kind of try to, like, disregard the things that you need because you feel bad, and you, like, you feel like, what, not everybody needs this, not everybody does this. So it's like, what, I'm just gonna throw that part away about myself, and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I don't need it either, when in reality, no, you need it. And that was something I needed somebody who understood what I was doing, who went through it themselves. um or even if he hadn't went through it himself, he was doing it to where he could understand like what I'm saying and do it is not bullshit. Because again, somebody could understand, but they're not gonna understand unless they do it themselves, or unless they have wanted to do it themselves and are actively taking the steps to do it. Um, and sometimes you're in different modes of life with the people that you grew up with the people that has been around, and we tend to, I mean, for me personally, I think a lot of the reasons why I don't talk to a lot of people from my past is not even because of crazy blow ups. Some is like just a lot of connections and like a lot of things I've realized when it comes to just morals and things that I just don't want in my life, regardless. Like, because when you're around chaotic energy, that's when that type of energy will kind of just follow you. And I've been around so much peaceful energy, and I think that's what kind of guided my life in the past, because I didn't know anything but chaos. So it's like a thing of, even when there's a little bit of peace, there's gonna be chaos. And I think once you really get that grip, understand, like, some people, they may like it, I don't know, but once you get that grip and be like, yo, I don't want this no more, I don't want no chaos, the people that is supposed to be around you is gonna come. And what I needed within my situation was a, well, not necessarily was a partner, like, nah, like, I wasn't looking for nobody, but I found someone, and he's just like what's that thing called, like a mesh, or like a missing puzzle piece. Um, but that doesn't mean, like, again, some people may take it a type of way or may feel a type of way when other people like start like kind of, I'm not gonna say compare, but I'm gonna say compare in a way, but it's like at the end of the day, that just is what it is. Like, it's not a thing of like, oh, like, you know what, like, fuck that person, like, or fuck this person because I didn't get what I needed. Like, it's not that serious. um I just think certain people are just meant for certain things, and there's somebody who appreciates someone who is just able to listen but doesn't contribute, or even when they do contribute, it's not necessarily in the way that you need or you're looking for. It's just in a way, but you could still appreciate it all, like, because that person, it's just the same thing as like going to a store. Someone has managerial skills, someone just has crew member skills, and that doesn't make one of their jobs more important. To, according to hierarchy, it does, but in real life, you need them crew members. And I think a lot of people just don't want to be the crew member, but their skill set give crew member. And it's nothing wrong with the crew member, again, because just like the manager, the crew member could work to be a manager. It's just about being aware and just understanding where your own faults are, or just, again, but this is all voluntary, and some people don't see certain things as faults or like any of that nature. But anyways, having a great partner, you see, I've always just gone on a tangent, but having a great partner is just so, and again, like, your version of great can change over time. So just because you were with someone who now you look back and think like, damn, that's not what I needed, because I've seen this, um that doesn't mean that they weren't great in their own way, because clearly you stayed there and you were passive in the situation, so you liked it there. Like, um I just think when it comes to a lot of things, like, you just try to force a situation that don't need forcing, and no matter how many times life tries to kind of show you that through different scenarios, you still be like, no, this triangle piece is gonna fit in this circle if whether the triangle piece likes it or not. And once you realize, like, yes, this is what I was missing on my team, let's fucking go. It's up from here. I believe anyone who's in a situation of not being motivated the way that they need to, or like, there's a lot of motivation you can give to yourself. Some people just self motivate, but I believe it's very important, because I used to be that type of person, because I wasn't getting what I needed from the people around me, and I would get other things, which is like dopamine, fun, laughter, play games, like, the surface level side of life. But me, I'm not that type of person for the long run. So it's like, especially with the things I'm planning to do, and I'm already in works of doing as of right now. So I'm not that, and I absorb my environment very heavily. So it's like, when it comes to being told consistently by other people, and it's not verbal, oh, you can do this and you're comfortable and you can be comfortable, but not all the time. But it's a thing of, through their actions, I'm able to be comfortable by association, and through my own actions, because they allow me to just sit here and do the ganja and basically live every day like I don't have goals to achieve. And my life is so funny, because I allowed myself to do that for probably 6 months straight. um, while trying to do other things. But again, ultimately, things don't, things are always going to shift, whether you like it or not. Because there's always going to be something inside you that be like, yo, this is not the life I want. And you can try to invite people on the train to the next stop, but most people don't want to get on that train. They don't feel like going out today. Um, but once you really have that support system, like, even if it's just one person, your significant other, just one person who knows exactly what you're going through, like, it's so crazy how life will throw those people in your life when you need them the most. And I just like, I just believe everybody, like, I just need to come and say that, like, everybody deserves that. Everybody, okay, maybe not everybody deserves that, but I believe everybody should yearn for that, because it's so important. Like, those tech guys and the guys, the millionaires and stuff, who rave about their wives and stuff, they're not joking. Like, they're not joking. Like, my significant other tells me this every single day. They're not joking. And just to even get somebody who appreciates you just for the value you bring, beyond anything, I think a lot of people should ask their partner, like, why do you love me? And if it starts with anything of, I love the way you make me feel, yeah, reevaluate that relationship. I love the way you put your hands on the toaster to make my sandwich, bitch. Like, reevaluate, reevaluate that shit, because I just think it's very important to have a great partner on your side. That's it.